and let us all do we can to build a better future.
Go ahead and move on to our next segment, and that is an update to Kira's story that she did a while ago. Democrats screwed this up.
Whoa!
Democrats.
How many things do we have to choose from?
I don't know. Well, here we go. Democrats ignore a tax cut in Biden's infrastructure bill. So, the $285 billion tax cut for the rich is now the second most expensive piece in the Build Back Better. So, remember all that talk about Medicare for All, how it's expensive, UBI, family care, paternity leave, all that good stuff, social programs, you know, things that make people's lives easier. Democrats cut that all away because they said it was too expensive, but tax cuts for the rich. Big brain. Taxed by Democrats. So a $285 billion, that's a $285 billion tax cut that would predominantly flow to the rich households is now the second most expensive component of the Build Back Better Act after corporate Democrats succeeded in slashing funding for a number of key progressive priorities and removing other programs entirely. With the House of Representatives preparing to vote later this week on the roughly, now whopping, not at $7 trillion, Kira, $1.8 trillion reconciliation package. Whoa,
$1.8 trillion over 10 years.
Wow.
We don't deserve it. We don't deserve it.
Wow, Democrats, progressives, you negotiated that down from 7 to 1.8. Clearly, I can never face off against any of you in poker. So there we go.
Yeah, right.
So as the Washington Post reported on Tuesday, the Democrats plan to raise the cap on state and local tax SALT deductions from $10,000 to $8,000 through 2026 would be more costly than establishing a paid family and medical leave program and nearly twice as expensive as funding home medical services for the elderly and disabled. Over the next 5 years, raising the SALT cap will provide a tax cut only to those who itemize their taxes and pay more than $10,000 in state and local taxes, a group overwhelmingly made up of the wealthy, the Post noted. A recent analysis from the Tax Policy Center says the tax cut will benefit primarily the top 10% of income earners, with almost nothing flowing to middle and low-income families. Well done, Democrat. Yep. This is going to be great for you in the midterms. I promise you won't get shot in the foot unless you're doing it to yourselves, because that's how it's done. The only part of the Build Back Better package that's currently larger than the proposed SALT cap increase is the legislature's universal pre-K and affordable child care programs, both which progressive critics warn are deeply flawed and have been pared back in recent weeks to appease right-wing Democrats. Bernie Sanders, if this was what you compromised on during your election against Biden, they compromised on the compromise and compromise. Bernie, what were you just getting tired, or did you just not care? Because this is pathetic. The rich got a tax cut. There was all this scream about how Trump had that tax cut for the rich, and now Biden's doing the same thing. Democrats, brilliant move. Seriously, and vote blue no matter who. You own this. This is all you, not me. All you 100%. So as the Build Back Better bill makes its way through Congress, significant changes are being made to the various proposals, generally for the worse. Matt Buring of the People's Policy Project noted last week, hollowed out versions of older proposals are limping to the finish line, and it's a completely different bill at this point. Well, gee, is water wet? Is the sky blue? The proposal to lift SALT cap, which was created by the GOP's 2017 tax law, was added to the reconciliation package largely at the behest of a small group of corporate Democrats who threatened to tank any bill that omitted an increase. No SALT, no deal, said Tom Suozzi of the Democrat from New York State, said in a recent statement, a message that other right-wing Democrats echoed. Geez, progressives, why are you in the Democratic Party? Continuing. Continue on. Last month, after President Joe Biden privately floated leaving SALT changes out of the reconciliation package, Senate Majority Leader Chucky Boy Schumer reportedly intervened to rescue the tax break, which one analysis estimates will deliver an average cut of $16,760 to U.S. millionaires.
Yep.
They're going to get it. Outraged by SALT's proposals, progressively, Senator Bernie Sanders, he's going to post a feel-good tweet, told reporters on Tuesday that he's currently working on a compromise plan that would limit the provision's benefits for the wealthy. I'm working with some of my colleagues. Oh, yeah, your friends, your fantastic friends, Bernie? Okay. I'm working with my colleagues. God, that just sounds so pathetic. God.
I know.
I know. It really hurts to even read this because I want everyone to know that the 2016 campaign inspired Daniel and I to actually do Hard Lens Media. What we saw in Philly, and it's just. Let me read this quote. I got to get through this. This is so pathetic. I'm choking on my own rage here. I'm working with some of my colleagues to make sure that we come up with a proposal that protects the middle class, but does not end up with an overall reconciliation bill in which millionaires are better off tax-wise than they were under former President Donald Trump, said Sanders. And here's a tweet that he says, yes, in terms of SALT, we must protect the middle class from high local and state taxes, but we cannot provide 39% of the benefits to the top 1%, as is in the House bill. At the time of massive income inequality, we must increase taxes on the 1%, not give them huge tax breaks. Well, Bernie, you got to confront your good friend Biden. Remember, you said that he was your friend, your good friend. Remember the segregationist? You said that he was your friend, the guy who was against busing, the guy who voted for the credit card corporations in 2005 to make student debt what it is, the guy who voted for the war in Iraq, your good friend, Bernie. Remember, Bernie, you said Biden is your friend.
Bill.
Yeah, oh, thank you for that. Yeah, that guy.
Plagiarizing.
Oh, there we go.
All good friends.
Yeah,
Very good friends.
that's your friend, Bernie. You own up to it. Progressive also raised the alarm over the political toxicity of handing rich households a major tax cut in a bill that's ostensibly dedicated to combating the climate crisis, improving the nation's tattered social safety net, and finally making the wealthy pay their fair share. I think as a final note to as a story, the rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer, and this is happening under a Democratic administration. And that wonderful infrastructure package that was started off at $7 trillion, now been whittled down to 1.8, and it benefits private corporations, and the rich are going to get a tax cut. So I guess it pays to be rich, doesn't it?
And just so everybody knows, so not only did the SALT cap get increased in this model of this bill, what they're talking about with the pre-K being deeply flawed is that the child care proposal provides grants to states so they can set up a complex system of child care subsidies for parents. States do not have to participate in the program, and recent history suggests that many Republican-led states will probably not. If we look at the whole ACA thing that went down, where states were getting funding to expand Medicare. Was it Medicare? Yeah. And a lot of Republican-led states were like, no, our people don't need any help with their health care. Thank you, though. So that is, I mean, that's what we can come to expect from this. And it's seriously just subsidies for parents who need childcare. So that's also just totally stripped of what it was before.
So Democrats, again, remind me, especially vote blue no matter who, cul-de-sac progressives. When we get to the midterms, what are you guys running on? Because if this infrastructure package is your end-all, be-all on how you defeated Trump in 2020,
you're screwed.
Good luck.
Yep.
And anyone that was browbeaten or yelled at or felt ashamed to vote for Biden during 2020, don't fall for it again. You know what I'm going to do during the 2022 midterm election cycle? And maybe this will make me a bad guy to vote blue no matter who, but I don't care at this point because you guys have to own this. Vote blue no matter who, because this is all yours. I'm going to support ballot initiatives, and I'm going to vote third party. That's what I'm going to do. And if that offends people, well then tell me, convince me. What did the Democrats do besides crap the bed? That's what the Democratic Party has done. So I don't owe them a damn thing, and they get it. And the Democrats are basically allowing a tax cut for the rich. And I don't want to hear excuse. We just got to vote more progressives in the Democratic Party. The progressives gave Biden an A+ record. We had Bernie Sanders saying he was FDR 2.0. We had AOC saying he exceeded expectations. How? Where's the evidence and proof? Show me.